you guessed it, it's closed. But today it's not. How much bad luck? Fell on my face. Yep, it's closed. We're assuming it's clear to walk. And to the top of the hill. Hopefully we can get some food. I think we need it. Right, took a little detour off the track to nip into Walton because there's a cafe here and it's the only thing for several miles. And yep, you guessed it, it's closed. We've got another good couple of hours walking before we get to any little villages where there's a pub now. So it's going to be a case of getting our heads down and marching through this next bit so we can get some food. Our motivation's dropped rapidly now, so we've pulled out the music to get our pace down. We've got just check the maps, probably about 3 hours before we'll get another town with food. Walton Reader Cafe, open 10 to 4. Not today, it's not. Not today.
If you're wondering why everything was closed along the trail, well, so were we. After speaking to a landlady in one of the pubs, we found out the trail technically wasn't open. It seemed a bit weird to us because you can literally just go and walk it, you don't need any organisation for it. But it did explain why we couldn't get a stamp, we couldn't get any pubs that were open, we couldn't find any cafes or snack shacks that were open. It didn't help us when we were out there though, because we couldn't just stop and quit and come back in a few months when it was open. When we were back, we found out the recommended time to do this route was April till October, and we'd gone in March.
We finally found a snack shop that's open.
Thank you.
Katy's really indulged.
Thank you to the Katy.
This snack stop was amazing. It had everything: seating, snacks, food, drinks. As hikers, we appreciate these acts of kindness so much. It's known as trail magic in the community, and for good reason, because it has that power to put a smile on your face and a spring in your step.
We have just hit the
End of section 3.
end of section 3, yeah, and we're just starting section 4 here. So we've got about 22 miles left to do, and we're finished. We're aiming for Carlisle now, but we're taking a detour to a pub because we're hungry. Chunk of the wall, steep sides on the other side. We've got 20 miles left to go.
Thank God.
Whoop, 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 whoop. And even better, there's a pub half a mile that way. Let's go. Come on, take it with us. Someone's seriously taking the piss. What the actual fuck? What the actual fuck? It's fucking taking the piss. What the fuck? How much bad luck can two people have? That literally everywhere we find is closed. The long walk to Carlisle. We made it to Carlisle, and we have 14 and a half miles left to do tomorrow, which half of that will be walking to our hotel tonight. That comes with a bath, so that pushes this one through. We've made our first dinner finally, the whole trail, feeding the homeless over there. This is the downside to staying in hotels, is you have to walk through cities to get to them. Whereas if we were wild camping, we just pitch up now. Not even listening. I got the scariest bit of the walk. Dodgy underground tunnels in Carlisle. We've got to the hotel. It's not quite at the standards of yesterday's place. It does seem to have vast amounts of open empty space though, and it stinks of cigarette smoke despite it being non-smoking. Cheers, smokers. The trail was almost just over when I went for a shower, slipped in the bath, fell on my face and headbutted the wall, and Katy was busy just eating porridge and didn't give a shit. Imagine this being the scene where they find you just slumped over this bath naked in this grotty shower. Ugh. Not exactly the breakfast we've been getting used to, but it's the last day and we can't be arsed. 7 o'clock. We're outside our hotel here. Katy had a nicer night's sleep, wild camping I believe, than we did in this place. So yeah, if you plan to stay in Carlisle, I wouldn't recommend here. So last night we found out that they've moved the stamp for Carlisle to this place, which, yep, it's closed, you got it. Great idea, guys. Let's move a stamp to somewhere people can't get it. Go.
We quickly left the city and headed back out into the countryside. It always feels a bit out of place being a hiker when you're going through a city.
We love steps, we love steps, we love steppy steps. And what they say, Katy, when life gives you steps, make lemonade. That's the saying? No? When life gives you steps, take steps.
Those familiar feelings started creeping in, that the trail was coming to an end. Your body knows that it's almost over and almost tries to start slowing things down. But the problem is, your brain knows that you've still got another however many miles left to go, which leaves your body kind of stuck in limbo in between the two of them, with all its aches and pains and struggles. And this is where the mental battle really kicks in. You have to dig deeper, you have to find little bursts of energy that will get you across that finish line. This is where supporting each other, motivating each other will make the difference between succeeding or failing.
On another detour, there's been quite a few trail closures due to landslides and trees coming down. So we're now back walking on the road instead of by the river. We hate walking roads because it kills your feet. Our feet are already dead. On the final 10 miles now. We just met a lovely old guy who offered to relieve Katy of her pack and said she could leave it at his house and collect it when we finished. But like the trooper she is, she's declined the kind offer and thought she'd be cheating if she ditched it. Sorry.
Instant regrets.
You'd be gutted if you'd have done that. We have hit the 10-mile remaining mark. We're almost at Beaumont. 10 miles to go. Now we're on the countdown. Come on, Katy, we got this. We've just hit the 9-mile mark. 9 miles left. 9 miles left, Katy. The sheep are excited anyway.
At this point near the end of the walk, we kind of forgot that we were following Hadrian's Wall because we hadn't seen any for ages, and it just became more of a test of our stamina and mental strength. Find yourself thinking back to the start of the walk, reminiscing on that dark night through Newcastle, replaying all the setbacks we'd had, the closures, the trail diversions, the lack of food, the lack of energy, and those tough times that seemed so difficult when we were experiencing them. They felt like a lifetime ago, and they didn't seem so bad now. So we counted down the last miles one at a time to make it more manageable.
We've hit 8 miles remaining. 8 miles left to go. 8 little miles. We have 7 miles left. And it's still a struggle. We got to a little section here which I did read about online and didn't know previously, that this next bit here is prone to flooding. So you have to kind of get here when the tide's out. I think they've got all the tide times here, but we're a bit clueless on what they all mean. And we've seen cars coming and going over here. So we're assuming it's clear to walk. If not, we're going to swim across, aren't we, Katie?
Yeah.
Katie's stopping for a nice healthy fruit wine snack. I'm chomping on a boost. I fucking love boosts. 6 miles left. And the tide's out, so we're all good. I can see the sea. Got up to the final 5 miles now. And it's all up here from then on in. A lot of aches and pains, injuries, and part of you's focusing on just getting that final bit done. The other part of you's thinking about how tough it's been. It's where it becomes a real mental struggle to just push through and get the last bit done.
The final stretch on this route was down this long ass road that just went on forever, and we could see the sea to our right, and we knew that if we just followed it around we'd get to the end, but it just never seemed to come. And because it was on the road, it just made it 10 times worse. I mean, let's face it, nobody likes road walking. Pushed on ahead of Katy at this point because she was really struggling, and I thought by seeing me go on ahead it might help motivate her to pick up her pace a little bit, which might sound a bit cold-hearted. It can actually help.
Come on, get up. Keep pushing on. You can do this. Final 5 miles. You can see the finish just over there in the distance. So we're just following this road and then following the coast bit along, and then we're done in more ways than one.
Hate this.
That's the end. Just over there. Katie's in a very happy mood now because she's just experienced her first bit of trail magic.
Thanks,
We're
Pete.
just about to see this van back there. We bumped into a guy called Pete, who is a support crew for a group of guys that are walking behind us, and he gave us some chocolate biscuits. And now Katie is motivated to finish. We are now on the final 4 miles and we're happy. Katie's happy.
This was our quiet time to reflect on how the hike had been. What went well, what didn't, what we learned about ourselves, what we learned about the trail. What would we change if we did it again? And then your mind starts wandering to, what am I going to do after this trail?
Wish we could share with you the smells we're experiencing right now in a particularly funky smelling farm we're going through. 3 miles. 3 miles. 3 miles. Let's go then.
As we got to the top of the road, we were greeted by the smiling face of Pete yet again. And once again, his kindness was there with some ibuprofen gel, which really helped Katy with the pain she was having with her knees.
You ready to go? All right, thanks again.
2.5 miles.
Let's go. Smiling again?
Wow, we're like this.
I had another surprise in store for Katy. I'd been secretly messaging one of her friends to come and meet us at the finish line. There was just a slight problem with logistics, as the path we were on was quite isolated.
Shit.
Trying to find a meeting spot was going to be tricky.
Walked into a puddle filming those lambs. This is the wonders of trail magic. A small random act of kindness from a stranger gives you that boost to get you through. Helps you forget the pain. Helps you reach your destination. We're on the final 2 miles now, and we couldn't be happier to see the end. Get off the trail.
Like knocked something over, and then I heard him say ow, so I was like, oh, it's alright. And then he came out and was like, I just think I hurt something. Like, ow. I didn't know that.
Final mile to go. Katie's happy. She's been joined by a support crew.
The last few steps of a trail always get me really emotional. There's that relief that you've finished, but the sadness that the journey's over.
We're here, we've done it, we've finished. What's next, Katie?
Pub.
I'm in for walks.
This is the moment of realisation that you've finished the hike.
Can't believe we've actually did it.
Miss a walking though. We finished, but
We're to the pub.
we're going to the pub.
So we've come back 4 days later to the car's still stuck in the mud.
We got it out.